I think one of the biggest reasons why the consumer goes to a supermarket is because he gets so many products there. Whereas when he goes to a retailer, there is a limit to the number of products he can purchase. Especially for a family who may be purchasing all the things in a go. So that is the reason, one of the biggest reasons why the consumer goes to a supermarket.
And one of the reasons which I think that people have started going to the supermarkets is that they get offers quite often. And these offers are so attractive that they have shifted their preferences from the normal kirana stores to these supermarkets.
Because of these offers, they have shifted their the important day-to-day life things to the modern trade stores like Big Bazaar and such. And they just buy only the impulse purchase things, the things they need only in case of emergency. Like if they're feeling thirsty, they can buy a protein from retail shop. But if they need it for a month-long purpose, they'll buy it from the Big Bazaar in large volume bottles, like 2-liter bottles.
But to add to that, one more point is that see the aerated drinks, they won't buy bulk. One thing is that they are not keeping it for a continuous use. It's mostly for one-time intake or something like that. For those type of products like fruit drinks, they're keeping it for a long time. But the aerated drinks, they are not preferring to keep it for a long time.
Yeah, that may be true with majority of the consumers, but there may be exceptions. Like yesterday when we went to Big Bazaar, we noticed that there was a gentleman who was purchasing around 8 2-liter bottles of Pepsi. So that could be something that maybe...
Yeah, it can be special occasion. So there are buying because Big Bazaar is giving an offer for Pepsi.
Yeah, exactly. Big Bazaar is giving an offer.
That which you will not get in the mom and pop store. So the brand loyalty will have to bring in mom and pop store. You will not get in Big Bazaar because he would have come for something else. And there is an offer running for Pepsi and you will have bought it.
Only when there is an offer in supermarkets also, then only they will go for it. Otherwise, like perishable goods or something like that, they will wait it, they will go the shop is nearby and they will go and buy this.
Like the salesman was saying that the people come there on Wednesday just to buy fruits and vegetables. But when they have entered into a Big Bazaar, they just move around and see that there are offers in juice and cold drink. So they get an impulse that let's buy more of these and get more of savings. So this is how their more and more purchase goes on these juices as well as the cold drinks segment.
But when we talk to a family who is there, they told us like that they prefer aerated drinks only for the occasions when parties are there and all. For their normal purpose, they prefer only fruit juices and all. So that is one thing.
Normally, as a consumer, what I used to think, like as a supermarket, it is very far from my place. So why don't I use that occasion? So that's why whenever I feel there is an offer and which is good and which I used to consume, I will buy it in bulk. Otherwise, I won't actually prefer that much. So in order to utilize that opportunity, only I used to buy and whenever I go for supermarkets, otherwise I will buy from the other shops.
The other thing we need to discuss is like when the customer goes to a cold drink counter, he sees a wide number of products. There are variety of substitutes. So how does he choose among those substitutes? What causes him to buy a particular product?
Yeah, that is one important parameter because again when you ask to a number of customers, one other thing you notice is that there is no particular brand loyalty for majority of the consumers when it comes to supermarket. Yeah,
it will be in a supermarket. Because there are plethora of products. If a customer is getting even 20 rupees off on a particular product, especially in the cold drinks in the cold drink category, if he gets Pepsi at a lesser price than Coca-Cola, he's more keen to buy Coca-Cola Pepsi in larger volumes. And similar, and just a small, just a greater fraction of brand loyalty between the juicy segment, but still the customer over there sees the price also. Like Tropicana was giving 120 for 2.
Yeah, but at the same time, I want to add one more point that even though it doesn't have much brand loyalty to these aerated drinks, most of the people are much feared going for a private label products. Especially eatable items, they don't want to try the private label products. They are a bit feared about how they are more health conscious on that side.
But for the juice segment, again brand loyalty comes because we saw a consumer who was going to buy same juice, even though Tropicana and other real juice is available with offers. But there was no particular offer for the same juice. But still he purchased 2 liters of same juice. When we asked him the reason, he said that the family likes the taste. So that is one major reason why they buy juices. Whereas for the aerated drink, there is not a parameter.
That I used to like when slices say or masa is there, I used to prefer masa over slice.
But
Like the taste comes preferences.
so it depends on the customer's demographics. Like a person is a lower income group or a middle income group. A middle income group can afford a 10 he can't go for discounts and all these things. So he will go for taste rather than going for discount offers. Whereas a lower income group we saw over there, he was comparing prices between three products, real, sand and Tropicana.
Yeah.
And he was comparing with the bid.
That's what you
how
can see,
it
like
goes.
initially when Masi introduced into the market, they have started giving some offers. Right now, if you see, you won't be able to see any such offers in the thing because they have established the market because the taste, most of the people are preferring the taste. Like that, if you see Tropicana, because yeah, they are giving some offers right now because the price is huge actually compared to others, so fruit drinks and all those things.
See, in supermarkets, one of the reasons why brand loyalty is absent is because you go to a section, you don't have any particular shelf marked your space, like you have aerated drinks all at the shelf or all at the counter. But in mom and pop shops, you can find, say, Pepsi in an area, Coca-Cola in a separate area. So if supermarkets say something like a coin machine concept, which sells only a particular brand product, then people buying it may be more in number when compared to people, because then it doesn't get lost in the bulk, which is happening there. So unless they have something like a particular brand occupying a certain shelf space, nothing is going to happen. Because if you have a fruit and a aerated fruit together, differentiation between the product does not happen mostly in the supermarket.
Also, we have seen one thing that in supermarkets, the 2-liter bottles are the 1 units which are sold the most because if a person is riding a bike and if he's thirsty, he'll go to a normal store, a small store. And supermarkets they use only for when there's a party or for bulk purchase they prefer. So
The other thing that he was mentioning about the placement of product, there was juice for on juice, which was selling for
Buy one, get
two
one.
bottles for ₹100, 50 rupees per bottle. But the only problem with it was that it was placed in the lower of the shelf, and the customer was not able to see it.
Another reason which had that packet made was because Tropicana you had a convenient bottle, you had an opener on top. Where on juice, once you cut it, you had to finish it in bowl. That was another reason
That was another reason.
packaging was of a big problem.
But the salesman told me that he insisted he insisted a customer on buying on juice, and saying that 100 for 2, he bought four bottles of on juice. So this is how I mean that
Again, as I said, when we classify the customers according to the income, the lower income consumer might go for that. When he comes to know that there is a particular offer on this, he might go for that.
sales promotion play a huge role over there, and they choose counter. People look for comparing prices, they look for discounts and offers.
And for positioning, one more thing which we notice is that even the companies are taking a lot of effort. They are concentrating much on that. A promoter is there for Pepsi, and he is looking after where the product is placed over there and how it is placed also. So even they are concentrating on the the normal can is placed in the top, then the 500 ml. So that's the way they place. Even though for the PepsiCo, all the PepsiCo products they are placed at once, and if the customer comes, even though he is getting a different options, all of them are of PepsiCos. So they have arranged 500 in a row with Pepsi. Then
Adding to this point, actually when we interview the consumers on this particular point, another thing that key to notice is that the place where the particular product is placed in the store doesn't make an impact for the consumer, because the consumer will not buy a product if a new product, if it is placed in the entry of the store. Suppose a new product is being introduced and is placed at the beginning where everyone sees it, it doesn't make an impact on the consumer's point of view. We'll go for the product which is known to him, is what we noticed.
And the other aspect, one more thing is that the new health-conscious products like Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, and what we heard is that if the customers are those who are preferring the aerated drinks, they are not much bothered about the Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi. That very few amount of people are concentrating and bothered about that.
we got some figures from the newly opened store of Spencer's in Indranagar. It was opened in 3 months ago. They told us like out of 600 Diet Cokes they had, only 300 have been sold so far in 3 months. So they are also not interested
Like
in.
mostly ladies who are very conscious of their weight and all.
Yeah, the family.
That also depends on the type of population you have. Spencer's been in a place like say your Sahara Mall, then the number of quantities they would have sold was much more. Like Lucknow is not a city where there are a lot of health conscious people. The same thing, I've seen them selling much more diet products when they were in Chennai. I mean,
Yeah,
the city
yeah.
also plays a major role.
But at the
right?
same time, the normal Pepsi can, the 2 liter can is like daily, what, 60,
Daily 60
60
units.
units.
It depends to them whether there's a diet.
So that's daily 60 units, and for 3 months, this is sold only 300 units.
The other thing we tried to notice was that the people have lesser brand loyalty in cold drinks than in the eatable segment. Like eatable segment of teas and the tea segment of biscuits and noodles. We asked the customer if we reduce the price, suppose of we take in 2 biscuit brands, and out of this one brand, out of those 2 brands we lower the price of one brand, and she was still taking to the earlier brand, the brand she was loyal to.
Yeah, and the response that we got from some of the consumers were like, how do you compare aerated cold drinks with these kind of products? It is not possible. So the attitude is basically that the aerated drinks are a completely different segment. Whereas these segments, like the noodles and the biscuits that you said, are completely different products for which they are conscious about the health.
And for this soap also, toothpaste, and
they are more brand loyal towards whatever they consume, and they are not
price conscious and
will
discount. They are not.
The other reason is the involvement with the product. Cold drinks are no involvement product. If they are, even if they don't get it, they go for substitutes, or even they can postpone their purchase. But in the noodles and the other segment, they can't. They come up with a preconceived mind that we have to buy these products, and then only they go out of the people. So the involvement also factors come into it.
ठीक